Hare Krishna.
Not only this bhajan, Prabhuji, another bhajan you also keep for when posting in Instagram. That is also very, very nice. I like that. So many
That
times
is-
I heard.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Darshanarthi. Govindam Adipurusham. Yes. That sound is played every temple all over the world.
Okay.
First time deities are greeted, like open
Yes.
first time 7 a.m. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's by Prabhupada disciple Yamuna Devi Dasi Mantaji.
Okay.
He recorded when Prabhupada was there. Prabhupada likes it too much. He
Yeah,
said,
I love it
now,
really. I heard so many times.
oh yeah, it's you can hear it. It's the lyrics is Brahma Samhita.
Okay.
So Lord Brahma praying Lord Krishna when Brahma was bewildered because of Brahma Vimohan Leela happened.
Okay.
So he was offering prayers as Brahma Samhita. Okay, so do you remember what verse we read last time?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Which?
Till 38, Prabhuji.
So, all right. So, what I was thinking today.
Okay.
And see, I think you like it, but so I was thinking, why do you think it'd be a good idea if we play Prabhupada lecture today? It would be wonderful, like experience. So I can download it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So let's see. So we'll hear from him, and I'm going to share my screen and see if you can hear it. Like I can. Let me know when you can hear the audio. Can you hear audio?
No, it's It's not audible.
So 25 minutes, it's a lecture I'm going to play. You just attentively hear that, and then we will read. Okay.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji.
So I will also be here sitting, listen very carefully, and then we will discuss a little bit, and then we read. Because it's 37, 38, 39.
Yadyapyete na pashyanti, yadyapyete na pashyanti, lobo pahata cetasa, kulakshaya kritang dosham, mitra drohe chapatakam, katam.
Little background. So this lecture is from July 27, 1973 in London. Prabhupada spoke on this verse from 37 to 39. Okay.
Okay.
Gyeyamasmabhi katam na gyeyamasmabhi papadasma nivartitum kulakshaya kritang dosham prapashyad bir janardana Translation. O Janardana, although these men, overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, with knowledge of the sin, engage in these acts?
The other party, Duryodhana's party, they were not considering all these pious or impious, sinful or vicious activities. Because loba upahata cetasa, they have lost their sense on account of greediness for acquiring the empire. When one becomes lusty or overpowered by greediness, then he loses all intelligence. There are many places stated there. Kamastasya hitavjnana jajanti annadevata. Krishna says that those who are worshippers of other demigods, actually worshipful is the Supreme Lord Krishna. Others, they should be shown respect. But worship means for the Supreme Personality of God. He is worshipful. Saranyam. He is to be taken shelter of, he is to be worshipped. That is being taught. That is religion. Manmana bhavo adbhaktam adhyari mang namaskuru. Always thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worshipping Him, offering obeisances. That is Krishna consciousness movement. The deity room, offering obeisances, worshipping, chanting, dancing, always be engaged to offer respect and submission to the Supreme Personality. This is the duty of everyone. Because all living entities are by constitution eternal servant. That is their healthy position. So long they remain servant of the Supreme, that is healthy. Same example I have given many times, that my part and parcel of the body, this finger, so long it is fit to give service to the body, it is healthy. If it cannot give service, then it is disease. Similarly, all living entities who are not rendering any service to the Lord, they are simply working for sense gratification, that is diseased condition. And in the diseased condition, nobody can be happy. That is not possible. If you have got some disease, you cannot be happy. So that is the position. They cannot understand that by serving Krishna, we become healthy or in our normal position. This is called ignorance. Somebody is trying to forget him, somebody is trying to become equal with him. This business is going on. And nobody is submitting that, my Lord, I forgot my service. From this day I become again your servant. Please give me protection. Sarvadharman parityajya māde. This is the teaching of all Shastra, all Vedas. But these people, the other party, they have become blind. They have become blind. Why? Lobha apahata cetasa. They have lost their sense. Kulakhaya kritang dosam. There is a great fault by destroying dynasty. Nowadays people are destroying from the home. Abortion, contraception, destroying. They do not know. Kulakhayam. Actually, putra means, pu means punnamo narakam. There is a hell which is called pun, nama, narak. And tra means trayate, deliver. So putra means punnamo narakat trayate iti putra. The Sanskrit word for son. Putra means that the son is expected to deliver the forefathers from the Hades condition of life. Sometimes due to our sinful activities, we become ghosts. There is very hellish condition. So when Shraddha is offered by the putra, who will offer? The putra will offer, that is the duty. Then he gets again material body. These are the subtle laws. People do not know, neither they are eager to know, but these are the information we get from Vedic literature. Putra has got a duty to save the forefathers. Therefore, one has to, it is his duty to keep a putra, at least one son he must leave. But people are not very much anxious to have putra, rather to kill putra. They are so sinful. Kama, lova, hata, chedasa. Simply sense enjoyment, that's all. Why bharja? Why one should marry? Putrarthi kriyate bharja. Bharja means wife. One accepts a wife. Why? For a putra, for a son. Oh, why son is required? Putra pindam prayojanam, offering oblation by the putra to deliver the forefathers. That is prayojanam. That is absolutely necessary. Each and every one should leave a putra before his death. He has got so many duties. This is Vedic civilization. But nobody now cares for that, neither it is possible. Therefore the only remedy is to surrender. Sarannam, devursi bhutaptu ninang pitrinam, nayagarinena kinkara rajan, sarvatmana ji, saranang sarannam gato mukundam parihittukattum. The one excuse is that every one of us, we are indebted to devarsi, devata, the demigods. The demigods, just like Indra, he supplies us water. Just like we are obliged to pay tax to the water department, to the fire department, to the education department, so many departments, government. Or once we pay our income tax, that is distributed to so many departments. So actually why we pay? Because we are indebted. Now the sunshine, we are getting advantage of sunshine. So we are indebted to the sun god. Similarly, we are indebted to the moon god. We are receiving so much advantages. Varun, Deva. So we are indebted to so many demigods. Similarly, we are indebted to the rishis. Just like Vyasdev, he has given us this Vedic literature. We are taking advantage of it. So, we must feel indebted. Devarsi Rishi. First of all, we are indebted to the Devatas, and then to the Rishis, then to Bhuta, ordinary living entities. Just like you are taking milk from the cows. We are indebted. No, we are killing them. They are committing simply sinful life and they want to be happy and peaceful. You see? We are indebted. I am obliged to you for your service. So instead of feeling obligation, if I cut your throat, how gentleman I am. Just see. Imagine. So we are indebted. Devarsi bhutapto ninang pitrina. And pitrina, this pitri, kulakha, forefathers. I have got this body. From my grandfather, my father has got this body. From my father, I have got this body. I was indebted. Because this body, human body, is a chance for understanding, for my position. I can get out of the clutches of this maya of transmigrating from one body to another. So this opportunity I have got by the grace of my forefathers. These are feelings of obligation. And there is duty. Therefore, Arjuna is considering so many things because he is devotee. Kulakshaya kritanga dosanga mitradrohi chapakakam. These rascals, they have become lost of their intelligence on account of greediness for acquiring the empire. But so far, I am concerned, Arjuna said, katham na gyam asmabhi, plural number, by us. Us means including Krishna. He is saying not I or by me. He is including Krishna. You are in this side. So, because you are on my side, you are my charioteer, if I do not consider all these things, what people will say? That Arjuna is such a great devotee of Krishna, and Krishna is there, he is committing such sinful activities. Therefore he says, Kathagana gyam asmabhi. He is dragging Krishna also. That is right, yes. A saintly person, a devotee, should consider all these things before acting, whether I am doing it properly or improperly. This is Arjuna. The other party, loba upahata chetasam, apahata chetasam. They have lost their sense. But we cannot. A devotee must be very responsible. He must act in such a way that nobody can blame him. Otherwise, everyone says, what kind of devotee he is? So, this is the duty. They should be very cautious. Sannyasi, they should be very cautious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sannyasir alpo chidre bahu kori mane. A ordinary grihastha or grihastha only, if he talks with a woman, nobody will blame. He is grihastha. But if a sannyasi talks with a woman very intimately, immediately, people will talk, no doubt. Sannyasir alpo chidre bahu koriba. That is the practice. He should be very cautious. So a devotee, a sannyasi, they have got very, very great responsibility. People will very easily criticize them. So Arjuna is considering all these points. Kathagana kayam asmavi papad asman nivartitam. They may indulge in these sinful activities. How we can indulge? What people will say? Kulakshaya kritanga dusang prapasad bhi janardana. Hey Janardana, you are maintainer of the people. So if people become sinful, though it is very difficult to maintain them, these things have been considered. Kulakshaya. So we cannot destroy family. But on one condition we can become free from all this obligation. What is that? Gato sarannam parihutta kattam. Saranam. Mukunda charan. One who has dedicated his life simply to serve Mukunda, Krishna. Mukunda. Muk means mukti, liberation. And Ananda. Krishna gives liberation. His name is Govinda, Mukunda. Hundreds and thousands of names Krishna has got. So, if one has taken fully surrendering unto the lotus feet of Mukunda, he has no more any obligation. Either this Pitri, Devarsi, Deva, Devata, demigod, Rishi, Bhuta, he is immune because he is transcendental. But so long one is not a devotee, one who is not fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Mukunda, he must have to follow all these regulatory principles and duties. He cannot be released. Everything account is kept. Prakite kriyamana nigunai karmani sarvasa. Everything is noted down. Karmana daivanetrena. According to his karma he is going to get another body. These are the subtle laws. Therefore, kulakshang dosam. You cannot destroy your family. Materially, you cannot destroy your family. So, Arjuna is speaking, kulakshayam kritanga doshang prapassad bhijanardan. We can see, these rascals, they have lost their intelligence. But when we see how we can destroy the family, the further explanation is given. Next.
Translation. With the destruction of dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligious practice.
So much responsibility is there, killing the family. Because they have no responsibility at the present moment, everyone irreligious. Two things are there, religion and irreligion. Krishna also says, jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati abhuttanam adharmasya. If we cannot keep on religious principles, then we have to do something, then we have to enhance our irreligious principles. So this family tradition, according to Vedic civilization, was very strictly observed so that the family may be kept in order in religious principles. Why? Now because the human life is meant for reviving his eternal position. Sanatana, this word is used here. Kuladharma Sanatana. The real purpose of life, especially human life, is meant for reviving our Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana occupation, eternal occupation. By observing the rules and regulation of Varnashram Dharma, 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrama, that is called Kula Dharma. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. Each one of them must strictly observe the rules and regulation of that particular ashram. Why it should be observed so strictly? Because by observing the regulative principle of each stages of life, one will be able to please the Supreme Personality of God. Varnasamacharvata purushena parapuman Vishnu aradhate nanna tattva sukaranam. If we observe strictly the rules and regulation of Kula Dharma means if you are a Brahmana, you must observe the regulative principles, the qualitative principles of a Brahman. If you are in a Kshatriya, then you must also observe the Kshatriya principles. All these are described in the Bhagavad Gita. Who is Brahmana, who is Kshatriya, by symptoms. By symptoms we have to accept whether one is Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya, not by birth. That is the injunction of the Shastra. So, this has to be observed. If we want actually deliverance from this material entanglement, so these rules and regulation of Kula Dharma, we must observe. If we do not observe, then immediately we become irreligious. Dharme nasti kritam kristam adharma abhibhavati iti uto. Uto, Arjuna said, it is said, he has learned from higher authorities. Uto, it is said means said by authorities. So, if adharma, irreligious life, is propagated on account of loss of Kula Dharma, then everything is lost. Hare Krishna. So, why shall I kill? Other things also will be described later on, that when the male members are killed, the female members become widow and their character becomes polluted. So many things Krishna will speak about this family life. So at the present moment there is no such family life, no consideration of religion, no consideration of irreligious life, everything just like animals. Kalau Sudra Sambhava, if not animals, they are all Sudras, nobody Brahmana, nobody Kshatriya, nobody Vaishya. So it is a chaotic condition of the human society. Therefore, it cannot be revived to the original position of systematic, institutional position. It is not possible. Everything is lost. Therefore, by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, one thing, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasti eva nasti eva gatinannatha. Everything is lost. Now, simply by chanting Hare Nama, the holy name of Lord Krishna, you become again situated in the original position. Everything is adjusted because it is transcendental. So there is no other way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that from the Shastras he has selected this process of Sankirtan movement, Cheta Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirbhav. The human life is meant for extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. But we are not in regulative principles. We have lost everything, our Sanatana Kula Dharma, everything. Under these circumstances, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives us the greatest facility according to Shastra. That is the boon of this age. Kirtanadeva Krishna Samukta Sangha Paramba. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, everyone becomes freed from all contamination of this age. Mukta Sangha Parang Vrajet. And he becomes so purified that he becomes fit to go back to home, back to Godhead. So, this opportunity, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, we should not miss. We must. Where is the difficulty? Hare Krishna, chanting, Kirtaniya Sadahari, Tinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahisnala. This is the only savior for the human society of this age. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So अभी हम शिला प्रभुपाद का लेक्चर सुन रहे थे लंदन 1973 में प्रभुपाद ने लेक्चर दिया था जुलाई 26 को और तो किसी का कुछ क्वेश्चन डाउट कुछ शेयर करना चाहते हैं आपने जो सुना सेट रिलेटेड
No questions, Prabhuji.
So I think last week we read more because Samanimai Prabhu took the class and last week we read till 39. So Pavitra or anyone knows like what did you read last week in English?
प्रभु जी मैंने भी लास्ट वीक ज्वाइन नहीं की
Okay. So इसमें से कोई नागरानी माता जी आपने ज्वाइन किया था?
Yes, but I can't explain, Prabhuji.
Okay. So then we will start with chapter 2 because I think that's the 7 verse we plan to do every week. So 7 we skip when we do chapter 2. And yeah.
And Prabhuji, till
So,
38 we have completed, Prabhuji. 39, 40, 41 is there. 42, 43.
so that we did last to last week. I have a mark when I did like last to last week.
40.
So,
From 40 we have not done. We did till 35. I mean.
okay. Okay, so let's read from 40. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Everyone has the book, or I should say the screen for you. Swati Mataji, do you have a book right now with you?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी yes I have प्रभु जी
Okay, thank you. Janie, you have Bhagavad Gita book? Okay, I assume you have it. So, but still, I think I'll share the screen for all of us, you know, in case it's going live. So, in case someone joins later to watch, and then they will have a verse to watch. So text number 40. Please put the device to a new Okay. Okay. So I'll read this and then we'll go one by one and read together.
ठीक है प्रभु जी.
अधर्माभिभावत् कृष्ण प्रदिश्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रियासु दृष्टशुवर्णैश्च जायते वर्णशङ्करः. Translation in purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Krishna, comes unwanted progeny. Purport. A good pollution in human population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varnashran religion's principle is so designed that good cooperation would prevail in society for great general spiritual progress of a state and community. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As the children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled by adultery. According to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them. And thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in Varnashram system. On the failure of such Varnashram dharma, naturally the woman became free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is neglected in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. Hare Krishna. So, let me stop sharing. So here Prabhupada is saying, and Arjuna is speaking, reasons for not fighting, because it will kill men and that will lead to widows, and the other men remaining in society will try to exploit these people, women and children and old people. And that will create unwanted children, it will flood the society with, which is right now, and that will cause havoc in society, right? So I have I wanted to share, I think it's last time I said in Hindi class, but it's good to remember how it worked and how exactly right now we are in this situation, right? What happened in the history? So give me a moment. I think I said, but let's go back to that. So you remember, last time, I think we in Hindi class, we were talking about World War, right? World War One, do you know when happened?
1914. During that.
1940, yeah, around. Yes. So, okay, while it's loading, so let me share my screen. Use whiteboard. Okay. So, if you go back to history, 1912, World War One. Millions of people died, like millions of soldiers died, 1942 around, World War Two. Again, millions of people Millions of men died, not people, I would say, because men were going for the war, right? Millions, right? So before World War 191200, you remember, eh, everywhere in the world there was a family culture. Like industrialization was starting, but it was not like prevalent. So the women were naturally taking care of home, and the men were earning and maintaining the family nicely. Elders were taken care; they were not left, orphan. So that was a culture in every society, whether it's India, Europe, everywhere. Okay, but when the industrialization started back in 1800, around 1800, the machinery and all discoveries, end of 1800, steam engine and everything happened here, right? So industries, factories were made, and then people become laborer. From agricultural, they become laborer. So, and then the war happened here immediately to that. So in the war, millions of men were died. So all the women, the children, or the old people who were dependent on these men who were fighting in the war, all the countries were, completely destroyed. What happened to those women? They became widow. And what happened to those children and elder people, family? So everything was destroyed. So those women were exploited by the men who were remaining in those countries, right? Most of like has to marry to someone who was not their actually husband, but such an emergency situation, they got married to them. Then those children which were born were earlier, these people, we didn't get a family tradition because every time you're marrying a new person, well, there's a family tradition. It's just by emergency situation. So this happened in 1942, World War II. If you see the real industrialization, all the woman liberation, woman independence movement started around this time, in America at least, and Europe. So because women has to now go to work, the women who did not got married to a man, they remained widow, they had to work in factories to maintain the family, right? So they were left, hopeless because nobody was taking care of them. Government was not taking care of them. The people who got married later after their first husband who died will exploit them, will not be same, caring and considerate. So what will happen? They will marry another man, another man, another man, and from every person, if they have a children, those children who are born, they are left orphan almost, right? They don't have any sense of family. So that's where the problem happened. War kind of was a major shift in the whole world towards modernization, industrialization, and all that. And this has destroyed the family tradition almost everywhere in the world, not just in India, but everywhere. And because of this, now even countries like India, this problem is there because first, initially, we used to have a family. Like you had relative, we had, cousins, uncle. Now everybody is just looking for their own benefit. Nobody is responsible for, even people are not want to take responsibility of their own parents. Forget about, wife and children. So so now everybody at least thinking about their wife and children. But in last 20 years, if you see, the divorce rate has increased. People are not ready to take care of their own wife and children. They want their wife to work, to make more money, more money, more money. And somewhere even wives or the mothers, so want to work because if they don't work, then there is a social pressure. There is, societal pressure, colleague, peer pressure that you're called like housewife, but housewife is 24/7 job. It's not free, And if you calculate by earning, it earns actually saves more money than what a person can earn, right? Like for example, childcare or crutch or cooking. Cooking 3 times daily, if you get a person to cook, you have to pay $2,000, $3,000, like just for cooking. Cooking, cleaning, maintaining your children, educating them, tuition. If you calculate the cost of a mother does in house, it's more than the male earns in the office. So that what is that money is getting saved. But nowadays, both husband and wives are working, which is good. But then quality of life is not there because you have to get up at 7 a.m., leave run. Husband is running to drop, or our wife is running to drop children into the school. Then nobody has time to take breakfast. They pack their breakfast, what they cooked, or just, bread and sandwich and all. Go to office, work for 7, 8 hours. No, almost same thing is a lunch, right? And then come back by evening, 5, 6. And then both are tired. Husband, wife are tired. Who's gonna take care of house, cleaning, children? No time, little bit time to, have little dinner and then sleep early because you have to get up early in the morning. So that's a life because there is nobody at home. The home is like a ghost house. There is no spiritual practice, no time for it because both are working, trying to make more and more and more and more money. But the money is going because then you have to pay for children's crutch, you have to pay for children's education, you are paying for food, then once your health goes bad because of eating frozen food and unprocessed or 5 days ago cooked food, then you pay for health long term and also pay the clinic, pay the hospital. And there is no spiritual practice. There is no outcome out of it. And it's just a sram eyohi kevalam, just hard work, hard labor, just right. And this is created by the responsibilities on the men or the elder people who made, or the leaders of the society made this situation for whole society. That we are now this situation, right? So, so this is Arjun is speaking very practical knowledge and realization based on his understanding. And we see ourselves here in this situation. We are experiencing it day by day, and it's getting worse day by day. In America or Europe, it's getting worse and worse. And that's why you have a lot of people on the street creating havoc because their parents did not take care of them. So they don't have any sense of responsibility that, oh, if I do something wrong, my family will be ashamed. They don't care. They don't have any family, right? So gun violence, people are killing each other on the schools, they are shooting on the street, on the mall, on the religious places, churches. Why this? Because people who are doing it, they don't have any sense of responsibility. They think they're just not part of society, not part of a family. So they don't have any responsibility. So then there is no peace. There is no, and forget about spiritual progress. That is different. But basic thing like a peace is not there. So there is no prosperity and there is no spiritual progress in life. Okay. So that's the kind of summary. Let's finish this chapter today. So who wants to read next verse 41?
Prabhuji, I can.
Yes.
May I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, ma'am.
It's sloka number 41. Sankaro narakaev klulaglanam kulashya cha patanti pitaro hyo samlupta pindodaka kriha. I repeat. Sankaro narakaev kulagnanam kulashya cha patanti pitaro hyo samlupta pindodaka kriha. So, Prabhuji,
You
can
can
I?
read translation and purport. Yes.
Yes, sure. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes helpless life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. According to the rules and regulations of fruitive activities, there is a need to offer periodical food and water to the forefathers of the family. This offering is performed by worship of Vishnu because eating the remnants of the food offered to Vishnu can deliver one from all kinds of sinful reactions. Sometimes the forefathers may be suffering from various types of sinful reactions, and sometimes some of them can't even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in subtle bodies as ghosts. Thus, when remnants of Prashadam food are offered to forefathers by descendants. The forefathers are released from ghostly or other kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in devotional life are required to perform such rituals. One who is engaged in the devotional life is not required to perform such actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of misery. It is stated in the Bhagavatam. Devarsi bhutaptarnam pitranam nakinkaro nayam. Prabhuji, I'm unable to read this.
Can repeat with me. Devarsi bhutapanram pitram.
Devarsi bhutaptarnam pitram
Nakinkaro nayam rinicharajan.
nakinkaro nayam nikarajan.
Sarvatvatmaya saranam sharanyam.
Sarvatmanaya saranam saranyam gato
Gato
mukundam.
mukundam parihitya kratam.
Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation, and has taken to the path of all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Prabhu.
So people generally, even in our mind, it comes when we are religious. We think, oh, I'm not able to do Srad or Pindadan, or I'm in America, or I'm in a situation I cannot do. My family doesn't support, right? So many questions we feel. But here is a formula, one-step formula, right? Devarsi bhutapatranam pitram naking karo nayam rini charajan sarvatmana yah saranam charanyam gato mukundam parihitya kratyam. Right? So if you take the shelter of Krishna, then you have one time no dues issued. You have no dues to anyone. Why? Because ultimately all the offering goes to Krishna. What you offer to any demigod, any your pitra and everything goes to Krishna. And if Krishna is satisfied, then demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, forefathers, everyone is satisfied. It's like if you serve the CEO of the company, the employees will not ask you, what will you do for me? Because you're serving the big boss, right? So that's what's happening here. So this is a formula for this world because in the situation, we don't have right ingredient to offer. We don't have qualified brahmanas to speak the mantras, right? We cannot go to holy places, right? Like Gaya every time. So what we can do? We can serve Krishna. How do you serve? Just chant his name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It doesn't require any money. It doesn't require any qualification. It doesn't require anything. It's free. It's almost nothing, right? So if we do this daily, taken shelter means it's like really sheltered, right? It's not that I'm shopping sometime like going to everyone else and okay, sometime Krishna, sometime someone else, depending on situation, right? No, then it will not work, right? I cannot have relationship with 10 companies and say I'm serving one company. No. Then you have to be really, really fully dedicated for Krishna. And what fully dedication means? Then you are kind of dependent on Krishna. What does dependent means? Dependent means that daily you're chanting his name, you're whatever you are doing, you're thinking that I'm doing service to Krishna. And whether you're serving your family, whether that's your children, your husband or wife, whatever situation you are, or serving your family, you treat them as a Vaishnava. You treat them as a soul and you say that, hey, I'm serving them as a deity. So then Krishna accepts that because Krishna is in everyone's heart. And if you see people like the deity, and you are tolerating all that nonsense, and you're following the regulative principles like no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex beside the husband or wife, and no intoxication, right? Then Krishna is satisfied. And whatever you cook, offer to Krishna. Hey Krishna, first you take it, and then I'll take remnant food here. Even if you want to serve your forefather, here Prabhupada is saying you offer first to Vishnu, because in Gaya, it's a Vishnu deity people go for offering Sraddha. So you offer to Krishna and then offer to your forefathers. Hey, here is a prasadam. My forefathers, please accept this prasadam I've offered to Krishna. And then they get liberated. You don't have to do big elaborate rituals, ceremonies, and all that. Okay. But for doing that, you need to have a faith. And faith comes by first start chanting daily, at least one round. And I know most of you are doing it. Um, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you start with this, slowly everything comes in line. Okay. So remember this. This verse is very powerful. We'll go to text 42. Who wants to read?
I will read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
दोषैरैतैः कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साह्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Community projects for the four orders of human society, combined with family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatana Dharma or Varnashrama Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in that society, and consequently, people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. Hare Krishna.
You can read next one also, Pavitra.
Okay. उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यनुश्रुतम्. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. Arjuna bases his argument not on his own personal experience, but on what he has heard from the authorities. That is the way of receiving real knowledge. One cannot reach the real point of factual knowledge without being helped by the right person who is already established in that knowledge. There is a system in the Varnashrama institution by which, before death, one has to undergo the process of atonement for his sinful activities. One who is always engaged in sinful activities must utilize the process of atonement called prayaschitta. Without doing so, one surely will be transferred to hellish planets to undergo miserable lives as the result of sinful activities. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we can read till 46. Anybody else want to read 44, 45?
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll read it, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Aho bata mahatpapam kartum yavasita vayam yad rajya suko lobhena hantum swajanamudyata. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. These are many such instances in the history of the world. But Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. यदि माम प्रतीकारमशस्त्रं शस्त्रप्राणायः धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्त्युस्मन् क्षेमतरं भवेत्. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. It is the custom, if it is the custom according to Kshatriya fighting principles, that an unarmed and unwilling foe should not be attacked. Arjuna, however, decided that even if attacked by the enemy in such an awkward position, he would not fight. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon fighting. All the symptoms are due to the soft heartedness resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
संख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य ससरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. While observing the situation of his enemy, Arjuna stood up on the chariot, but he was so afflicted with lamentation that he sat down again, setting aside his bow and arrows. Such a kind and soft hearted person in the devotional service of the Lord is fit to receive self knowledge. Thus, end the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, we just read and we finished chapter 1. So here, if you see the arguments Arjuna is presenting here on Sanatan Dharma, Varnashram Dharma, and how it will impact people. And now he is ready to give up. He is ready to leave his own body. He don't want to fight. So I have an exercise for you all. Do you want to do that? Are you ready, all of you?
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay. It's interesting. You have to allow you to think a little bit what you're learning. Hook. So we'll take kind of 5-minute pause. Okay. Okay. So the task is here. So you have to think. It's very personal, and feel free to share if you think.